History isn't just what happened, it's who we are. And now you can explore Africa's incredible past like never before. Introducing the new and engaging course catalog from aelearning.net, a world-class provider of interactive e-learning focused on Africa's rich and diverse history. From the rise of ancient Nubia and the power of the Mali Empire, to the architectural wonders of Egypt and the development of astrological knowledge by the Dogon people, each self-paced course brings history to life through stunning visuals, immersive video lessons, and interactive assessments. Designed for students, educators, and lifelong learners around the world, AE Learning's courses make discovering Africa's story easier, deeper, and more engaging than ever. With AE Learning, education meets flexibility. Whether you're a student, teacher, or lifelong learner, our platform gives you access to credible knowledge, rich multimedia lessons, and tools that make learning African history engaging and unforgettable. Join thousands of learners already rediscovering Africa's past and shaping its future. Visit www.aelearning.net today. Start your journey through Africa's past today, because the story of Africa is the story of us all. AE Learning, inspiration through high-quality education.
Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Peace, family. We're alive again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Yeah. Let's see here. Got a couple of announcements. We are rolling to Senegal. Man, it's almost April, y'all. Q1 has went by so fast. And next month is my birthday month. I will be 44 years old. Ain't that crazy? I will be 44 years old next month. It's my birthday month. But yeah, Q1 is pretty much over. We are at the tail end of March, approaching April. Yeah. The fun of crep, useless UN and WHO. Well, that's what Donald Trump is trying to do. That's what Donald Trump wants to do. Donald Trump has been talking about pulling out of NATO, the UN, and I want to say he's already pulled out of the WHO. So yeah. But so we're rolling to Senegal in May 9th to the 18th for the Jazz Festival. We're going to Nigeria in August 2nd to the 11th for the Oshun Festival. Then we're rolling to Zanzibar. Zanzibar is September 20th to the 29th for Safari Blue. Looking forward to that. And then end of the year in November, we're doing Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Ivory Coast. So if you're interested in joining us, please visit danfo.africa. If you're interested in joining us, please visit danfo, that's DANFO, .africa to learn more. Without further ado, and guys, this is the site, okay? Let me take y'all to the site. Both are money laundering cabals. Oh, wow, okay. So this is the site for Danfo. Why am I hitting the wrong buttons? There we go. Bam, there we go. Danfo.africa, y'all. Make sure you go and check us out. We will love to host you all on one of our mini excursions. Again, we will love to host you all on one of our mini excursions. I think I'm about to get set back up downstairs in my dining room where I used to record, when we first started. I think I'm gonna start going back down there. It's warm too, starting to get warm. So the reason why I moved up here to my bedroom is because my house, when it gets cold, it gets cold. Again, when it gets cold, and it's nice and warm and toasty in my room. But now that spring is here, I can go back down to where I usually record. So I might just do that. All right, let's jump into today's topic. FBA is claiming that Ghana is still in reparations, but here's the problem. I want to pull up this video. If you guys don't remember, there was, I forgot what was it in California, HRB 20, HRB 40. Guys, what was it? Please help me out, someone. And it got shut down by black folks. The Black Caucus shut it down. So I understand where FBA and ADOS, I understand where they're coming from. But hell, we can't get the job done. Why not let the Ghanaians try? Why not let the Africans try? I understand the argument, but it's just been shown. There's one group, and is come on, Incobra. There we go. You have Incobra. It seems like Incobra is one of the only groups that is serious about reparations here in America. Outside of that, folks ain't serious about reparations. So why not give the Ghanaians a shot? But let me pull up this video. Y'all remember this. Y'all remember this right here. Y'all remember this? Hold on.
I love PGA Tour quality grass, so I get it at home from the pros. Special treatment.
Tonight, the leader of California's Reparations Task Force is speaking out after state lawmakers blocked two reparations-related proposals. The California Legislative Black Caucus decided to withhold those bills from moving forward. That led to a big protest at the Capitol over the weekend, as you see here. That's what the video is that you're watching right now. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala spoke with the reparations leader.
Yeah, so Ashley, what does she have to say about how this whole session ended over the weekend?
And Golston and Lisa, Camila Moore was the chairwoman of California's historic reparations task force. That group wrapped up its work last year after spending years studying the effects of slavery, racial discrimination, and its impact on Black Californians. She says she felt betrayed by the Black Caucus after it decided to block two bills she says were fundamental for reparations.
So again, this is the Black Caucus that blocked it. All the studies and the task force And it was the Black Caucus that blocked it. So I'm like, I understand FBA's argument. I was somewhat critical about Ghana taking it to the UN, but why not? There's nothing to lose.
Emotions still high after this scene at the state capitol over the weekend.
It's Black people stopping their own people from getting they reparations.
Emotions still high after this scene at the state capitol over the weekend.
It's Black people stopping their own people from getting they reparations.
Over the weekend.
It's Black people stopping their own people from getting they reparations.
So yeah, get a Ghanaian a shot. Why not? Yeah, I mean, I thought about this the other day. I'm like, well, hold on. I know, Willie was on here saying, Black Americans need to sit at the table when it comes to this reparations discussion, and this, that, and the other. But this is what happens when we had to sit at the table. We shut it down. Black folks stopping their own Black people from getting their reparations.
Reparations supporters frustrated by the Legislative Black Caucus's last-minute decision to block votes in the Assembly on proposals that would establish a state agency and state fund for reparations. The Black Caucus divided, with some saying they were afraid of the governor's veto, while the caucus leader, Assemblymember Lori Wilson, claimed the bills did not have the votes.
I think what happened on Saturday was unconscionable.
Camila Moore led California's reparations task force that helped come up with these recommendations. She did not expect this.
What we saw was a complete betrayal by the California Legislative Black Caucus against their own constituents. They chose to prioritize against their was a complete betrayal by the California Legislative Black Caucus against their own constituents. They chose to prioritize their ego and their own self-interest over the people that they claim to serve.
It seemed like Democratic legislative leaders were hands-off about this. Do you think they should have stepped in?
I do think that the Assembly leadership, namely the Assembly Speaker, Robert Rivas, should have, intervened. In effect, he sided with the Black Caucus.
How do you, the advocates, the supporters, how do you all move forward here? What are the next steps?
The next step for us is to keep pushing to hold the California Legislative Black Caucus accountable.
Yes on six! Yes on six!
We tried to get a response from caucus leader Assemblymember Lori Wilson at a different reparations-related rally that she was supposed to headline at the state capitol Tuesday, but she canceled her appearance. I tried asking supporters about the situation. Do you have any thoughts that you want to share right now? They dodged the question. Now, Assemblymember Wilson.
Hey man, let's give Ghana a shot. Why not? Now, hopefully, if Ghana, say this goes through, which is probably not going to happen. Hopefully, Ghana does the right thing. But I mean, you see what happened. There we go. Oh, there's another video I want to play. Here we go. So this is from the NAACP. How they rejected $5 million reparations proposal per person in San Francisco. This is from the NAACP. National Association of National Advancement Association, the National Advancement Association of Colored People. I forgot, guys. Some of y'all. Here we go.
Time right now for the reparations movement. A very sensitive time. So many Black people and people of color are enslaved by law enforcement.
From discrimination that I've experienced in the job market. I have all this education and I'm out here sweeping floors.
San Francisco's proposal for $5 million reparation payments has garnered nationwide attention. But there is widespread disagreement over the plan. The San Francisco chapter of the NAACP called for the city to reject the proposal. The group argued for investments and opportunities for the Black community instead of direct payments to Black residents. Former San Francisco mayoral candidate Richie Greenberg also slammed the reparations plan as illegal under 5 state and federal laws, including California Proposition 209, Article 34 of the state constitution, and the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. The City Board of Supervisors debated $5 million payments and other programs for Black residents, including the elimination of personal debt and tax burdens, guaranteed annual incomes of at least $97,000 for the next 250 years, and homes in the city for $1 per family. The proposed $5 million payment to Black residents has been decried for being an arbitrary figure. The Reparations Committee, which has proposed these solutions, will meet monthly until June, and the Board of Supervisors is scheduled to hold its next meeting on potential reparations in September. But it is unknown when a vote on a proposal will occur.
Yeah, so I mean, let give Ghana a shot. Hold on, let's get to the what happened at the UN today. I want to find America's response or the US's response. And basically what the UN guy is saying is like, hold on. Well, yeah, I'm not the UN. I'm sorry. The US, the person that was, he sounded like he was either from America or he was Israeli. Because those two, they were against it. But I want to hear I want to play his response because he made some very interesting statements that need to be heard. Hold on. Oh, come on, Dennis. Where's this at, man? Like, it's like what he said was basically like, why would Ghana get the money when the victims are in the West? And what are they going to do with the money? And they're going to use these reparations to build up their own country. But that money won't come to the descendants who are affected by slavery in the West. That's pretty much what America was arguing. And I want to find a video. I was just looking at it on my phone. Here we go. All right, here we go. I think I found it. Here we go. Okay, let's play this. Fair use, y'all. Fair use. This is Sib, absolutely. From
This resolution is also unclear as to who in addition to its obvious legal problems, this resolution is also unclear as to who the recipients of reparatory justice would be. The drafters and supporters of this resolution seem to believe it is them. The United States strongly objects to the cynical usage of historical wrongs as a leverage point.
So Willie has a point. Willie, if you're watching this, you were saying that Black Americans need to be at the table. And from what he's saying, they weren't at the table, and that Ghana was wanting the payments directed to them. Let me run that back, which is a problem. Not the victims. Not saying there weren't any victims in Ghana or Nigeria or Benin or Togo, but the victims who actually experienced chattel slavery.
In addition to its obvious legal problems, this resolution is also unclear as to who the recipients of reparatory justice would be. The drafters and supporters of this resolution seem to believe it is them. The United States strongly objects to the cynical usage of historical wrongs as a leverage point in an attempt to reallocate modern resources to people and nations who are distantly related to the historical victims. The United States would also like to express disappointment in the arbitrary historical perspective of the text. Trafficking in African slaves began long before the 15th century and sadly continued even after the 19th. These dates were clearly selected for political reasons rather than historical accuracy. All trafficking of enslaved Africans and racialized chattel enslavement of Africans deserve to be condemned, not merely the political expedient. Also, there are some fake news articles suggesting that the sponsors of this resolution called into question President Trump's support of the Black community. We reject any such suggestions. Indeed, President Trump has done more for Black Americans than any other president and enjoyed historic support from the Black community in the 2024 election. He is working tirelessly to deliver for them and make our country greater than ever. Finally, we must express our deep disappointment regarding the process that led to this text. Throughout drafting, the United States and other delegations offer constructive contributions aimed at aligning the text with the established international legal frameworks. These contributions were ignored. For these reasons, the United States will vote no on this resolution. Thank you.
I mean, we're going to watch that again.
In addition to its obvious legal problems, this resolution is also unclear as to who the recipients of reparatory justice would be. The drafters and supporters of this resolution seem to believe it is them. The United States strongly objects to the cynical usage of historical wrongs as a leverage point in an attempt to reallocate modern resources to people and nations who are distantly related to the historical victims. The United States would also like to express disappointment in the arbitrary historical perspective of the text. Trafficking in African slaves began long before the 15th century and sadly continued even after the 19th. These dates were clearly selected for political reasons rather than historical accuracy. All trafficking of enslaved Africans and racialized chattel enslavement of Africans deserve to be condemned, not merely the political expedient. Also, there are some fake news articles suggesting that the sponsors of this resolution called into question President Trump's support of the Black community. We reject any such suggestions. Indeed, President Trump has done more for Black Americans than any other president and enjoyed historic support from the Black community in the 2024 election. He is working tirelessly to deliver for them and make our country greater than ever. Finally, we must express our deep disappointment regarding the process that led to this text. Throughout drafting, the United States and other delegations offer constructive contributions aimed at aligning the text with the established international legal frameworks. These contributions were ignored. For these reasons, the United States will vote no on this resolution. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Passport King. Unmute yourself.
Peace. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Thank you for having me up, Dynas. Well, man, there's so much to unpack here. First, thank you for allowing me up to speak. And, you know, I'm a friend of the show. And yes, I am FBA. And while I can't speak for all FBAs, I do think that many of the sentiments I share, many will agree and echo with.
Hey, one second, Passport. Guys, hit the like button. If you have not hit that like button yet, please hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. All right, go ahead, Passport King.
First, let's wind it back. You started off with the so-called Black Caucus in California, when it relates to reparation. Let's start with that one first and knock that one right out the park. The so-called Black Caucus. Now, I don't live in California. I'm not in that state, but like any other state in the union, when you have Black politicians, with very few exceptions, they're usually Democrats, and that's not a crime in and of itself. But here's where it gets clearly problematic. Most, and I'm not saying that the Republicans are saints. They got their issues too. I don't belong to either party. I'm independent. So let me put that out there. So someone's going to say, oh, you're a Republican. No, I don't belong to either party. I vote interest, not. So getting back to the whole the issue with the reparation thing that was shut down by the California Black Caucus in the California State Legislature. Look, we can't prove that Gavin Newsom called them and gave a
That Passport King, you got to call in on another device, bro. I mean, I can. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I hear you now, but you keep going in and out, man. You're on your Obama phone.
No, I'm actually using my laptop. It's the Wi-Fi signal. Hopefully, it'll stay.
You must got one of them old school. Go ahead.
It's a new Wi-Fi. But anyway, getting back to real quick, we can't prove that Gavin Newsom called the state legislature, but being that they are Black Democrats in the Californian state legislature, they got the call from upstairs, and they was used to sabotage it. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not going to go and say they're all terrorists because I don't live in California.
They're not. They're not. The Black Caucus is predominantly made up of homegrown FBA. There are some immigrants, but it's
all right. Well, guess what? At least for California, they may be, but they're still Democrats. They're loyal lapdogs. The Democrat Party has always pushed agendas that are anti. When I say Black American, I mean U.S. slavery descendants. Whether you want to use FBA, ADOS, DOS, Sulon, Freedmen, they have always pushed agendas that are against my community. That's nothing new. So that's on that end. So if you want to use that as evidence that, oh, well, Black people stop reparation government, no, the Democrats stop Black people, use the Black puppets that's in the California state legislation to stop it so they could try to pretend their hands is clean. But guess what? They're not fooling no one. And you want to know how they're going to be paid back? You wait and see what happens when the midterm elections roll around and we just stay home in large numbers like we did in 2024 and let the Democrats lose seats.
So Passport King, you think the Republicans will keep the House and Senate?
Pretty much, yeah. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Hold on, let me tell you why. Because while they're playing games and they're trying to gaslight, and I'm keep it to the Democrats for now. I'm not acting like the Republicans are saving them. I'm independent. I don't care for either party. I vote interest. But the reason why Black Americans, I'm going to separate out people who are non-FBA, non-ADOS, non-Sulon. The reason why my people have a right to put pressure on the Democrats is because we have overwhelmingly been the most loyal voter base of the Democrats and keeping them in power. And we have shown multiple times when we stay home, they lose elections, especially at the national levels, they're going to lose seats. So they're going to be punished come this November for the midterm. Let me tell you why they're going to be punished. We spoke about this a few weeks ago.
Let's do this. So 30 seconds on what I'd be punished and 30 seconds on the actual topic so I can pass the mic.
Okay, so let's go to the actual topic. When it comes, you played the little clip from the U.S. ambassador to the UN. I agree with everything 100% what he said. The U.S. government is not stupid. They see through it. They can pass whatever little resolution they involved in it, and it's not going to affect FBA's ongoing fight for reparations in the United States. Ghana got no business, and it's very insulting to try to use the
Louis,
legacy.
don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead, Passport King.
It's very insulting for Ghana to try to use the historic cultural legacy of the transatlantic slave trade when it's an undeniable fact that they are the descendants of the people who was involved in the slave trade. They're the criminals and trying to act like they're the victims. Or let me rephrase it. They are descendants of the criminals and now trying to centuries later act like they're the victims. And the U.S. sees through it. They see that they're trying to run a scam and they call them out, rightfully so. So it doesn't mean I agree with my government. We always right. Because look, if my government's in the wrong, I'll admit to it. But at this time, everything that the UN and the U.S. ambassador to the UN stated, I agree 100% on the money.
You don't believe in reparations then?
Can I
land my plane there?
Nick, it's not your turn. It's Prince Louis. Go ahead, Prince Louis.
Oh no, I'm done. I'm done. I land my plane.
Go ahead, Prince Louis. Go ahead, Prince Louis.
Dennis, I honestly, I feel sorry for your community when we got idiots like that coming here trying to represent your community. God damn, what a fool you are, my friend. The idiot who just spoke. How the hell are you gonna tell me that you are gonna be against reparation for your people?
I'm sorry, was that a question? I stated clearly.
No,
you must not understand. Hold on, you must. Okay, since you asked me a question, let me answer it. You must have.
Are you too stupid?
Hold on. Do I need to start speaking Japanese? Because you must not understand English. First of all, Ghana.
The Republicans are against.
Hold on. You want to ask the question?
It was rhetorical.
And listen to answer.
No, I don't want you to answer. You're too stupid to answer.
The dumb one. Why would you ask someone a question and don't want to listen for the answer? So you just okay. So you just like a female who's on her menstrual cycle and can't control her emotions. You can't even talk. Yeah. See, you sound like a female that's on her menstrual cycle and her emotions are out of control. How you gonna ask a question? How you gonna ask a question and you don't listen for an answer?
For your own people
no, because my own people, we don't need Ghana's help. Ghana's not helping. Ghana is trying to hold on. You ask a question here.
No, they're not fools.
Ghana was trying to run a scam and they got called out. Being called out at the grassroots level.
We have over 10,000 African Americans.
First of all, wait a minute. Are you even hold on? Okay, I tell you what, since you're all worked up. Are you a U.S. slavery descendant? Wait, hold on. Since you're so fired up, you got so much passion. Wait, hold on.
It is my time to speak, dumbass.
I mean, it's your country. Where your people from?
It's Prince time to talk, please.
No, he asked a question. That's
no, I'm not answering you no question. You're too stupid.
No, you did ask a question. Shut up. No, don't tell me to shut that up. You don't ask the question and then just keep talking.
Passport King, let him talk. I guess.
Okay, I'll let the emotional women go on.
Go ahead.
Who speak up and represent their people, whether you like them or not. Like Reverend Al Sharpton, Professor James Smalls was down there. This was a well-organized. I'm a proud Ghanaian today. We organized it well. We had people from all over the world who was watching this, people at work watching this, right? This is all over the news. Okay, I am proud of my people. Okay, we're not there to go and get money for ourselves. No, we have got African Americans who are Ghanaians with Ghanaian citizenship. We have Jamaicans who come back with Ghanaian citizenship. So therefore, we can represent, and that's what we've done. The America have been playing the dirty tricks by going in front of the African American people and saying we represent you and we're not going to go for no reparations and all that because you're not a sovereign nation. We are. Well, we've got African Americans with us. And today we proudly presented the case that has been bothering black people for years. And you got a nerve to come here and say you don't want reparations. You stupid idiot.
No, you twisted my word. I did not say that. No. You ain't gonna say that. I did not say
that. Passport King, what did you say? And I got past the Afro man. Passport King. So what did you got 30 seconds, Passport
No,
King.
he just said that I'm saying my people don't want reparations. Did I ever say that, Dynas? You was listening.
You didn't say that.
Okay, then why are you supporting the Republicans? They're against reparations. Trump's against reparations.
Yeah, they're all against. Louis, they're all against reparations. Well, go ahead, Afro man.
Hold on. Did you not hear me say I don't support Republicans or Democrats? And
I got to pass. Yeah. Let me pass the mic. Go ahead, Afro man.
Okay. I have to agree with Louis here. You see, when this resolution passed in the UN, I already knew that the biggest opposers to this resolution wasn't going to be the government of America. It wasn't going to be Israel. It wasn't going to be blacks in the Caribbean. I knew from the beginning that FBA were going to be the biggest obstacle to this resolution.
No, Alpha Man, do you know why? Per the statement from the U.S. spokesperson, from the spokesperson from the U.S., do you understand why? Like where they're coming from?
That statement is bogus, and I'll tell you why it's bogus.
Go ahead.
This is not the first time that the UN. Do you remember in the early 2000s there was the UN conference on racism? Was Ghana the one behind that conference? Did the US attend, or did the US boycott it? The US boycotted that conference. Okay.
When was it?
It was held in South Africa.
When was it?
It was held in South Africa. I think it was
I said when.
2001.
I said when. I said when. Okay.
2001, 2002 or so. Okay.
Okay.
It was held in South Africa. Okay. That conference was boycotted by the United States. So the notion that the US is boycotting because of Ghana is the one spearheading this initiative and that we are bypassing African Americans is a big lie. The US has been avoiding reparations and racism conferences organized by international bodies for 2 decades. This is not the first time. Point number 2. FBAs have had several attempts to apply for reparations in the US. Both attempts, I think, and you showed videos of them, were derailed by FBAs. It is about time that a more competent group of people spearhead the reparations issue, because FBAs have proven to be woefully inadequate when it comes to this. I remember we started with the National Reparations. There was a group, NBUC, and National Black Bottom and Cobra. You know, I was even part of a group here in Ghana, started by African Americans way back in the 2000s, called Awatek, spearheaded by Dr. Malana, okay, an African American. That also didn't go anywhere. Now, Ghana, and let's be clear, this is not a Ghana initiative. Yes, the president of Ghana laid the motion before the UN, but this is an AU-backed resolution. And the resolution, okay, didn't just happen in a vacuum. President Mahama and the government of Ghana actually went around, negotiated with the Caribbean countries and the African countries to come together to push for this initiative. So the notion, that stupid notion that FBAs have, that this is something that is going to benefit Ghana in terms of payment and checks, only comes from ignorance. Ghana is not the sole backer of this resolution. It is the AU and the Caribbean countries. Let's be clear on that. The only reason why African Americans en masse are not involved is because you do not have your own government. So it would be stupid for us to go and sit down with a white government in America, talk about reparations. That is, I mean, that initiative would be dead on arrival. So let's be clear that it is the AU that is backing this. It is the Caribbean countries that are backing this. And it is Ghana, the president of Ghana, who is spearheading it. So let's not start with this myth that Ghana is chasing a bag. Anytime Ghana does something, like the year of return, no, we did it just to chase a bag. When Ghana says come back home, we are doing it just to chase a bag. And we are yet to see that bag that people are talking about. Where's the bag? Okay, so stop this BS. And
let me pass the mic. I gotta pass the mic. I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, Nick. Unmute yourself, Nick.
All right, thank you. So I'm sorry?
Go ahead, Nick.
All right, so I have a quick question. This is kind of off topic. For Passport King, are you like a passport bro? Do you like, go around?
Bro. No. Stay on topic. I got to get through the panel. Go ahead, Nick.
I have a passport and I travel. Is that a crime?
Go Passport King. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, I'm gonna continue. So first, I do think it's very, not intelligent to say that Democrats are not going to win a midterm just because we're like nearly in a recession. We have gas prices at $4, $5, probably going to end up around $8, $6 an hour. So to think that Democrats aren't going to win just based on the economy is very foolish. Also, when we look at this UN resolution, this is the UN, I don't know if Pastor King agrees with this, but most Black people who are transported to this continent or transported to this hemisphere are Africans. I know some FBA say that they're natives. So I don't know how you stand, but as a victim of the transatlantic slave trade, I personally definitely approve of this message. And yeah, I think, it's kind of interesting that you have Black people in this country who are siding with not only the American government, but also European nations who abstained from the vote. So that's the main thing I have to say, and I'll, concede the rest of my time.
All right, go ahead, Big Vovo.
Yeah, I just find it really suspicious that that Ghana's so interested in reparations. Where all this coming from? And we know that.
Brother. Come on, man.
Let the man finish.
Let the man talk. Let the man talk. Go ahead, Vovo.
Control yourself, bro. God damn. Here's the thing, though, right? We know that only about 300,000 came to America. There was millions went down to the Caribbean and to Brazil. Got most of them. I want to see him go stand at their ancestors' burial ground and make a speech and all that bullshit.
They did. They were in Colombia, by the way.
Brazil,
Brazil,
back the motion.
Yeah,
man,
I got.
Let him
talk. Let him talk.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Vovo.
I'd love to see that though. You know what I mean? He need to go down there with that shit. We not feeling it. We feel like this feel like a
Brazil,
finesse.
back to the motion.
Yep, thank you.
Well, then go stand in Brazil and at their ancestors.
Look, they literally were in Colombia. They talked to the vice president of Colombia, who is of African.
Stand at their ancestors' burial ground
and please let that man finish.
Man, these guys, it's just more finessing, man. Just more African gibberish, man. I'm gonna concede my time. I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to stop engaging in shit like this.
Hold on. Vovo, go ahead. You got a minute. No one interrupt. Go ahead, Vovo. You got a minute.
I appreciate it. All we saying is start there first. When they get so interested in reparations, soon as we start talking about it heavy, now everybody interested in reparations. Everybody got their own reparations thing. We don't need you piggybacking off us. This is between us and our government. We already had reparations bill going. We already been doing this. Shut up, Louis. You're not even in America. Shut the fuck up. You're not even in Ghana. Be quiet, coward. Be quiet, you fucking coward. What do you know? You a coward, bro. You ain't never
from Ghana. What the hell are you talking about? What do I know? I'm
You're not from Ghana.
Guys,
You're from London,
let's
bitch.
not take it to the personal. Can you
Yeah,
finish,
you from
Vovo?
London. I mean, tell me,
Go
shut
ahead,
up.
Vovo. Finish, Vovo.
Drink some tea and crumpets. The fuck out of here. Getting in our business. That
Go
shit
ahead,
is
Vovo.
offensive.
Go ahead, Vovo. Finish.
When did y'all become so interested? Why y'all ain't do this shit 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago?
The only Black people in the world?
Man, Louis, man, you keep a lot of weirdos on your panel, Don. You can't get no word in. His fat, funky ass over there in Europe, bitch. You a coward. Shut the fuck up.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. We gotta watch the language. All right, go ahead, Shaw.
Okay, so first of all, this is something that Ghana just didn't get interested in. As the brother has said before, if you were listening, since 2001, there was this accord, it's called something accord that happened in Durban, South Africa, where an African nonprofit in Cobra was involved in that. I know somebody that was on that, that actually flew to Durban, African American, along with folks from the Black folks from Europe and from CARICOM and from parts of Africa, went to this meeting 2001. I said this in yesterday's space too. They've been meeting ever so many years. This group that's dealing with the United Nations. This is nothing new. It's new to you because you ain't been doing nothing like this. You haven't been interested in this. You don't know shit about it. Now, the thing I wanted to talk about was that I was just in a space in another social media thing, and there's a group of young brothers and sisters that were, heckling or creating noise and talking, while Muhammad and Sharpton and the mayor was doing commemoration or giving honor to the ancestors that died. And so the brother that's talking about it said his cousin was part of that group, and he was trying to call him in to speak on it, in this place I just was in talking. And I said, well, are you of Africa? Now listen, he's talking about what nerve they have of messing with our folks and trying to do anything with them, and Ghana's trying to get the money and all of this stuff. What are they doing? What's their business? I said, are you of African descent? I'm American. So this person did not even consider himself of African descent, because he's on some. This is the psyop. This is the psyop that has happened, that has been introduced into our community, and our youth who do not have a history background have fallen for that psyop. Unfortunately, and by the way, the brother who said that this is an FBA is only 4 years old. First of all, and it's a very small group of people. It is growing, but it is a small group of people. So the other question was, well, what are they? Even if Ghanaians were going to get reparations, and it would be material, cash, whatever it is, all of the Ghanaians that were during the 16, 17, 1800s, all of the people weren't involved in selling of the people.
Oh, you don't even have to explain that one, brother. That's
Right. No, I'm just saying that. So their argument don't even make sense, because people lost their family. People family was taken. They have, my ancestors is in Ghana. They got ancestors that is over here probably. Yeah. I guess ancestors. I don't know ancestors, but yeah, we are the ancestors, by the way. You know that. We reincarnate. We are the ancestors. So anyway, that's basically what I'm saying, is that this is a whole hoopla of what to do about nothing. It's a lot of ignorance, and we need to dispel the ignorance, and we need to, understand that, yes, this is good, because now this is on the world stage, and it's giving us giving recognition to the people who have been working over the years to try to make it happen. And even though we don't have a national group, we don't have a nation, the 50 million of us don't have like a leader of our group, that at least we can look to California and what California has done, because they have an agency that is set up now, ready to receive monies for reparations for folks in California. And they've done a feasibility. They did a study on it for 2 years. They came up with a whole criteria of who's going to get paid, and what you have to do to prove to get paid, who it is, and an amount that they're asking for. So that's going to be able to be used by other reparations groups that are in the country. And I'll land right there.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for everybody. Once this passes, Daniel, I think it's 152 voted for, and then 3 abstained, and then 52 or so was against, of which America was one of the main ones that's against. Why would America do that? Why? Because
they gave the reasons, but the whole reparations argument here in America, it probably ain't gonna happen. All right, go ahead, Africa.
Yeah, greetings, Zionist, and the family. Please like, share, subscribe. And I notice, we've been talking in a great topic. People have been stingy, super chat. So, this goes back to the same one. Okay, I live in the UK, right? But this preparation thing has been coming on since I was, a young teenager. I heard a lot of people talking about reparation in the UK, and that was coming from the Caribbean brothers who live in the UK. The first time I heard about reparation, it wasn't from America. I didn't even know about FBA and none of that. So I heard about reparation from the Caribbean diaspora in the UK. It's a topic that they've been talking about in the pubs, social circles. It's been going on, for years. Okay, however, I understand where some of the African American brothers are coming from. Basically where they feel like, look, we are the victim of this situation here more than any other group, in like any other black group. Okay, and we have been talking about this for a long time, but we haven't taken any stronger foothold to where it's actually gone to the UN body, where it's been looked at. Okay, and I don't know if that's to do with lack of strategy or lack of heads who are. Yeah, okay,
I'll
and lack
explain
of
it later on,
overhead.
Dennis, if you want me to
One
explain.
second, Louis. Okay, one second. So, just go back to the conversation we was having about a few days ago when someone asked me, "What do we need?" I said, "You need a good head to lead the African American community." Someone said, "No, you don't." I said, "Yes, you do need a leader," and this is what we're talking about. You don't probably just need one leader. You need leaders. Okay. So I can understand like the point of Volvo, Passport King, where they're coming from, and also I can understand the benefit of an African leader, who had the government and who actually hold some type of power, who knows where to go, to make this thing happening. We need people like that. We need combination of good people with goodwill to make this happen. As long as is on a legal basis, because if this thing has been done, and I think it is actually it's not a bad start, because it's the way it looks like at the moment, it's been done on a legal basis to
Yep.
actually set the foundation,
Yep.
whether it's going to divert into apology, some form of
It's
adjustment,
been
and how.
passed.
Okay.
It's been
No,
passed.
what I'm trying to say is, to the next stage. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
next stage. Okay.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to be about money time, whether it's going to be about how Black people are treated globally. Things should be looked at differently. We should be treated differently, and maybe there's some legal clause that's going to
Mhm.
attach to it. When it comes to legality, we don't know where it's going to end. It's just like
Right.
so these are things that we need to bear in mind. Okay. Now, if we are talking about the reparation when it comes to the funding bit, if you ever to come to that point, obviously, I think the African American and the Caribbean in the diaspora, they should be the one that should be benefiting from this the most, and it should be mainly about them, because this is what this thing is about. And for a
Yep.
Ghanaian or for African leader to actually lead this, it just shows also us African people of the continent, we have who sadly contributed in the
Right
transatlantic
now,
slavery.
right,
We
that's
have
not
had
coming
some
out black,
kind of.
bro. You're going
No,
off.
well, listen, let me just finish. Let me finish. Or that mean some African leaders, like Mahama, for example, like some of the Pan Africans who fought for the equality of Black people being treated equally, of this descendant of the enslavers or the slave sellers or slave catchers, have actually feel some kind of guilt about what happened, to a
Rubbish.
point where they actually advocating, for the fair treatment of African American and some type of compensation, which is a good thing all around, really. Let's not look at this thing as a negative thing. There's more is looking at is more positive coming out of this than negative.
Guys, can
And
you say something
so,
quickly?
so one second,
No,
Louis, I
no,
think
no, no.
you're
I got Africa 20 seconds. I got to pass the mic.
no problem. So so that we let's be positive about this and look at the next stage. And also African Americans, please form a strong lobby group when it comes to election. In both parties, Republican and Democrat, be strategic. Okay, you have parties.
There's no strong lobby group here. There's not. It's vote blue no matter who. All right, V. I got to pass the mic to V. Go ahead, V.
That's sad. That's sad.
Go ahead, V. V, unmute yourself, V. Unmute yourself, V.
Yeah, I have. Can you hear me now?
Hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Dinus, and hello, the panel.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just observing and listening. I mean, there've been a lot of discussion, a lot of sometimes even angry discussion coming from a lot of I'll say African American, or well, I shouldn't use that. Say maybe FBAs.
No, don't use FBA, sister. Use
Yeah,
African
yeah.
American
Leave the
or
FBA.
Black American.
Okay, Black American. And it is really, I mean, I feel that as Black people, we are not in a strong position to demand anything. And it's not, and even if there's not going to be any financial compensation, that's my personal point of view. I mean, now it's been pushed forward to a point where it's been accepted as a crime against humanity. And I probably think that's where we stay. crime against humanity. And it is true that there is a lot of people that collaborated on the African continent for this thing to go on. And also, there's also a lot of, well, I'll say at the beginning, there were also a lot of tragedies in Africa itself while it was going on. And then later, the tragedy moved on to America, where America, the Caribbean, and Brazil, and those places where there was an even much bigger tragedy that happened to many of your, say, the African American ancestors, or the black. I would like to use the black in the diaspora, meaning, even though it's a bit ambiguous, it could mean the black like myself who have lived in the diaspora before. But I mean, I'm trying to limit it to, say, the Caribbeans and the Latin Americas and also North America, that they also face a bigger tragedy. I mean, in Africa
Are
itself.
you aware that Germany tried to pay
Let her
reparations
finish.
to Namibia?
Yeah, I think they did pay some compensation for their atrocities that they did. I mean, that, you know, there's a whole lot of history where we Africa we just sort of brush it over. The German situation in say Namibia and those places, that is where they started.
That's colonialism. That wasn't slavery, sister. That was colonialism.
Yeah, I know. No, well, it's colonialism period, yes. But
it was genocide, not colonial. It was for genocide.
Yeah, but we're talking about the transatlantic slave trade.
Let me just try and explain a little bit the move forward. With the Germans, what they did in those southwest of Africa, that region, Namibia, and all those places that is where they started the Holocaust. They
that's true. She's right.
That is where they started the Holocaust in the history, before they even brought into Europe and did it to the other groups of people that during the Second World War. So it was a massive tragedy that went on the African continent. And I know a lot of if you look in history, a lot of our leaders at the time were pretty stupid. Well, naive, I won't say stupid, but naive, that they thought they could work with this. I mean, look at the Congo king. One of the Congo king, I've forgotten his name, he converted to Christianity. And he believed that because he's converted to Christianity, he was the same brother to the Portuguese king at the time. And the Portuguese king, when they used to come with their boat, they need the men. Even at one point, he told him that, he need about 10,000 men. This Congolese king, I forgot the guy's name, he the warriors for him. And guess what? You know, yes. He raised the warriors for him, lots of men, and the men ended up in slavery in and this particular king, his mother was so angry with what he was doing, and his mother wanted to get him away from the Christianity that's converted to, that's got him into doing the beginning of these Europeans. He literally, it said, he buried his mother alive. This is how bad the situation was, you know? And if you look at the history of Africa, it was awful. There need to be some sort of a recognition, and I'm glad we're getting there, that there is some recognition coming. But as for the financial aspect, these Europeans, we're not strong enough as people for us to, even the African continent is not strong enough. If Africa was a strong continent, yes, then they could have backed up those Caribbeans and the Americans and
sister, sorry to cut you, but we could now, you see, one thing at a time, we could now, it has become a resolution. Now the Africans in the AU can get together and say, if you, America, ain't going to pay reparation to this and that, you're not having our rare earth minerals. You feel that that's what we've got power. Now we can start using it.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, now we have something solid, sister. We can use it now.
No, listen, I understand where you're coming from, but we do not have I'm sorry to say, the men with the backbone leading the continent. We don't have it.
There's a new generation coming through. Now they have to step up. I believe there's a new generation, sister.
Well, they have to step up. As you said, they need to step up. They need to step up, because these old fogies that they're hanging around, They need to be shoved aside. I don't know who's going to do it though. If you look at the average age of presidents in that continent, they're running in their 70s. We have
Late
one or two
70s, 110 of
hanging
them.
us there, and we're still there.
You know,
huh?
We're going up to
I think-
98.
Yes, well, it doesn't matter.
Leaders.
No, I'm saying, what does it matter? 80 years old, that most of them have lost their faculties. Most of them, like the guy in the guy in the Caribbean. Oh,
Hey,
sorry,
guys,
the
can I get in?
Caribbean.
Hold on.
What are we talking about?
Hold on, one mic. V, 30 seconds. I gotta pass the mic.
Okay, I mean, say for the guy in the Cameroon, he literally lives in the French Alps. He doesn't live in Cameroon. His wife parading herself around as some sort of Ponzi kind of ridiculous woman, and it leads to me like that guy, the beer. The guy's not even with it. He's not living with us. You know, he's literally senile, and he's still there. And how do you expect anybody to take such a continent that could, allow this group of people to hang on way past their time? How is anybody going to take us serious and think, oh, these people are serious? And we need to really consider giving some sort of financial reparation. It's a long way.
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, CD.
Hey guys, hey Dennis.
Greetings, sir.
My issue with Black American is they just don't have leadership. Where they do have leaderships, past previous leaderships, but I have not seen a single African American leadership that the African Americans support. Whether it's Martin Luther King, whether it's Jesse Jackson, whether it's Malcolm X, they disparate all their leaders. And group cannot function without a leader, right? So they speak against all their leaders. And I'm sorry to say this. Is it because most of us grew up without a father? Because you have to have a role model. Someone got to lead you. So if you think nobody can lead you, don't get me wrong. People like Jesse Jackson, they made some mistake. People like Martin King.
We have leaders that are not national leaders. We have leaders in our communities.
So even there were Black people that were trying to kill Martin Luther King. There were Black people that were hunting for Malcolm X, right? When Jesse Jackson died, there were more people on social media speaking against this guy than anything else. So if you guys don't have a leader, not whether it's a local leader or national leader, in Ghana being a very stable country right now politically, and we know the Westerners cannot go and throw Ghana democracy in a vacuum. He's in the right position right now to speak in behalf of all the Black people, right? Let him fight and try to get something from when it progresses and something is fruitful is coming out. Then you can decide who should be the recipient of reparation, right? Because we have Black people that move from here to go to Liberia as African American, and they were treated badly. CIA went and overthrew them and get out of power. And some of them even moved all the way to Israel. They went through a lot. So instead of you focusing on African right now fighting for reparation, you don't have leadership. There's no leader.
We do have leadership, though, bro. It's just not somebody you know. It's not a national figurehead.
Even the FBA, right? People look at someone like Terry Yashi to be a leader for a group.
He's a coward. He won't even put his
Can someone like Terry Yashi to be a leader for a group? Man who never had a job in his life?
I mean, who's the leader in your country? How are you going to tell us about a leader? And you don't even have one.
Hold on, God. Hold on. I gotta. There's other people on the panel. Don't interrupt. CD, you got 45 seconds. No one interrupt.
So the reality is, even now, so I heard one guy come and say, "Oh, he want Republican," but how come Republican are against reparation? Trump said that he want reparation for white folk. White men have suffered a lot, right? Even the recent local election that he had in Florida, right behind the Trump back there, it was a Democrat that won it. It's first in history.
And then he came, well, Democrat not going to win it.
That wasn't the first in history. But go ahead.
Right. In Florida, right? The first in history. It never happened before.
No. What in that district? It wasn't the first in history. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right behind Trump backyard, right? So Republicans are completely against reparation. If you say that you want Republican to remain in power, what is the possibility of you getting reparation through Republicans? Right? So he came up with a scenario.
No one. Democrats or Republicans ain't no reparation.
None of them are.
Go ahead.
But they are more likely to get it on a Democrat than because
that shit ain't coming on a Democrat.
Right. The reason that Daniel Trump has said it that he wants reparation for white folks, for white men, because white men have gone through a lot.
CD. Let me tell you, CD. The Democratic Party will give Latinos reparations for they give black folks reparations.
No, I don't think so, Daniel. I know very well. He's right. But I don't believe that. I don't think so. But again, it goes back to leadership. If the John Mahama has stood up and represent all black men, he didn't even say black American. He's fighting for all black people. Yeah. One here that would be a time for someone to be fighting. You don't have no leader. Show me one leader that has.
But we don't need a leader in order to receive reparations, though.
Even the people that are yelling in California, gathering, hearing. These are all just ghetto people. You don't see.
Bro, we had a whole task force. It took 2 years to do a study. They came up with a criteria. They came up with an amount.
Who are fighting for you guys? When I say, oh, he's a sellout.
We have a whole.
Hey, yeah. Hold on. CD, 30 seconds. I gotta pass the mic. 30 seconds.
All your leaders are sellout. Can all these leaders be sell out? Or they fight Malcolm X fight for black people, or they fight Martin Luther King fight for black people. Everybody's a sellout to black people in this country. There's no leadership because people did not grow up with that. They have no men in their life. Nobody can rule them. And it's a disaster.
I guess we don't have no culture either, right?
I'm not talking about culture. You can decide that for yourself.
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, Taraka.
Thank you.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
Oh, sorry, never mind.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody?
What's up, brother?
We got to this again. Can't leave it alone. There's not going to be any financial reparation. You might as well forget that.
Yep.
We've been every year we talk about this. This is not the first time. A couple of years now I've been talking about it. Same damn thing. All right. The Republican, Democrat, it doesn't matter. All right.
That's what I said about a black president.
Right. They're not going to give a shit. Forget about all that shit. Right. I said it before. I said it yesterday. All right. The AU cannot even support the AES. How the hell they're going to ask Europe? How are they going to ask Europe?
No, brother, that's a different case.
You know what I'm saying? No, let me finish talking, please. Let me finish talking. All right. How are they going to ask European, right, for money? They can't even support the AES, huh? They can't even support no borders. They can't even support trade with each other on a regular basis. All right? How are they going to do it? How I don't get it. You
Have you heard of the Africa Free Trade Agreement?
I know exactly what it is, bro. It's not implemented yet.
Okay. It is implemented.
Right? It's not implemented.
You're ignorant. You're ignorant.
It's on paper.
It was implemented
It's supposed to be
Listen to
implemented.
me. Listen to me. What I mean implemented. What I mean implemented, you fucking don't let me start. Get me started.
Talker, hold on.
What I mean implement. What I mean by implemented.
Talker, hold on. Afro Man. It might be on paper.
Right.
It ain't implemented. Just like Afro Man. I'll give you a prime example. Afro Man, I'm talking. I'll give you another example. The ECOWAS passports. If you are crossing, it's supposed to be visa free. You don't pay anything but amongst like 12 or 15 African countries. I forgot. But if you're traveling by road If you got an ECOWAS passport, no folks be trying to make you pay to cross some borders. Only time it's free is if you're by air. If you're flying a port of entry by airplane. But so it's
I
on
crossed the
paper,
border to
but
Burkina
it ain't.
Faso in Pada. I didn't pay anything.
Man, I crossed the border from Gambia to Senegal. I had to pay. They were trying to make me pay from. They were trying to make
all
me.
over.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Go ahead,
all
Tom.
over.
Guinea to Sierra Leone. From Guinea to Sierra Leone.
Let me finish talking. I'm not done yet. Woodamaya was trying to get across the goddamn border in Togo. You didn't see that shit?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, brother.
Huh? It doesn't matter what it is. There's no it could be on paper like Dinah said, and that's what I meant. There's no
that was 2
actual.
years ago. It's been a lot of changes since then, brother. I know
Man, listen. There's no actual moving from one border to the next border with goods. It's not happening. That's what I mean by implemented. The fuck you calling idiot? Bro, when I was in the struggle, you was in your Pampers.
In Africa?
When I was in the struggle, you was in your Pampers.
Have you exported goods in Africa?
No, I haven't. I have not. Shut the fuck up. Fuck you calling idiot. I've been in the struggle when you in your Pampers, bro.
Let me.
What the hell you talking about? Yeah, all you people are YouTube people.
Yeah.
All of you people are, most of you people, except for the older ones, are YouTube people.
Brother Tahaka,
right?
Brother Tahaka, hold on a minute. Let me just support what you're saying. It is easier doing business from Africa to Europe to America.
I know that.
Than doing business within Africa itself.
I know that. I know you can't even go across the damn border. Huh? Look at the skirmish Guinea and Liberia had just the other day. Look at that. This is an insignificant border.
Yeah.
These people live amongst each other. They cross the border all the time. It's a big deal. That's what I mean. The best form of reparation is to start interact and doing business with each other. And that includes the black people here and in the Caribbean and in South America. Start doing business with each other. That's the best kind. Sell your goddamn Ghana, Ivory Coast, they're the best chocolate and the most cocoa to make chocolate. Why Swiss is not making the Swiss chocolate in Ghana? In there's a town in Pennsylvania called Hershey, Pennsylvania. The entire town is built on chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? The entire town. Why Hershey didn't have to come to Ghana, manufacture the damn chocolate in Ghana, and then send it back to America? That's what I mean. It's still not being done today. You see what I'm saying?
Know that we have companies doing that. We have about 5 indigenous companies doing that. The only problem with that, though, chocolate requires a lot of milk, a lot of sugar that we don't produce there. That's why.
The Caribbean got a lot of sugar. Guyana got a lot of sugar. Get it from them.
Now
okay.
Okay. Now
all right. Get it from them.
Yeah. So don't worry.
A lot of that is but the last thing I'm going to say, the bottom line is, they've been talking about. Listen, I was in an organization in New York. I can't say what it is now. They were talking about reparation then. I remember this pastor came to our group and it was speaking. They said, how much money we're going to get? No. He said, that's not enough. I want the entire country. That's what it's owed. That's what it's going to cost.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm telling you. The best form of reparation is to do business with each other. Break down these stupid barriers between all of us, right? Drop this goddamn stupid ass border. You understand what I'm saying? And start there. That's what's going to make white people angry. Hold your goddamn minerals and sell it for fair value, like what the AES is doing, and see what happens.
Right.
See what happens. Sell the cocoa. Sell the cocoa for the right price and see what happens. You see what I'm saying? They were ready to start a goddamn war. That's where you have to get to.
Well, they're right. They have a law coming in, and they're building a processing factory. Okay, so you're not going to be able to buy soon raw cocoa like that. It has to be actually manufactured in not the full amount, but it turns into actual blocks of that you buy to manufacture stuff with. You can't buy it raw.
And we are also refining
I
our
think
own gold.
Africa is doing it now. Cote
All
d'Ivoire
right,
is
guys,
doing it.
let
They
me
have
pass the mic to Truth Teller. Go ahead, Truth Teller. Unmute yourself, Truth Teller.
Thank you, sir. You know, I've been listening to the show since you started it, and the whole point of the show was basically Ghana and what seems like every other African who's related to Africa on here is disrespecting FBAs. I didn't hear nobody. I hear y'all telling us how we should pick leaders when you ain't got none in your own goddamn home countries. Telling us how we should move. My man, I'm talking. Take them rocks out. Take them rocks out your mouth and be quiet.
You saw one in the UN, my friend.
Y'all niggas all come from.
In the UN.
Oh, whoa! Hold on. So I'm gonna give you a warning. You cannot use the N. Here we go. Let me give the formal warning.
All right.
N-word tariff is in effect. Okay, and guys, don't
Cool.
guys
Any
don't.
other
Guys,
he got to pay $10. Dennis, he got to pay $10.
Well, I mean, no,
he got to pay $10.
He's newer.
Yeah, I want
That's
to
fine.
respect the platform. Any other words? I want to make sure.
And we're not FBAs.
No N-word.
We're African Americans. We're not
Guys,
FBAs.
he can use everything. No N-word. Go ahead, Truth Teller.
No N-word. So I don't know why people trying to judge us about how we should run things, and y'all all come from third world nations. We the only group of black people that built a first world nation. We are the ones fighting. Y'all are running. What makes you think you can tell us?
To white folks?
You think you can tell us how to pick
You built
leaders,
it and
what
gave
we
it to
should
white
do?
folks.
Quick question. How is a nigga who don't even live in his home
All right,
country
Truth Teller, hold on. Truth Teller, hold on.
No, you got to pay $10.
I'm talking.
sorry.
Truth Teller,
apologize.
that's a $10 tariff. You cannot continue to be paid. That's the I'm putting the cash up
Quick
on the
question.
screen.
Yeah, I'll drop in your cash up right now. Just it's in my legal, so just don't drop that. Appreciate it.
Okay, right there.
Dan, what can just say? If FBA didn't go through the transatlantic slave trade, why are they worried about what Ghana is doing? Because you was already here in America. You was in America already. So this doesn't apply to you. It's for the people who went through the transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
Okay?
And if you're indigenous.
Exactly. You are a Choctaw Indian.
Yeah.
Right. And that works against reparations too. That works against reparations because reparations is been clearly defined as people who are of African descent that went through the transatlantic slave trade, and that includes Negroes too. They classified Negroes as descendants of Africans, not reclassified Indians that were reclassified. No, so you're reclassified, then go find your ancestry, your Choctaw or Cherokee or whatever you are.
Beautiful. Navajo.
But this is not a point of getting reparation. It's a point of leadership. It's not a single leader that dare to represent people.
Right.
Whether black people will get reparation or not, that's not the point.
But CG, you can't define your leaders, though.
Hold on, I'm trying to pay my
You
man some
can't
money. I
define
just want
your
to make sure
leaders.
I'm sending it to you right.
It's on the screen. $ Amir Dynast is on the screen.
So the UN worked through a process. The first thing you got to do is get the motion passed. We got that passed now. So from now you can jump on it and do the next thing. That's what this was about.
Yeah. Well, we still have to deal with our country, right? So, but the thing that we have that is going to work in our favor is that Gavin Newsom is going to be the next president, believe it or not, and he has okayed the agency that will, deal with the criteria and the distribution of the funds. So that has passed the state legislature. From the task force that created the whole study and came out with the outcomes. So that sets a precedent for the rest of the nation. They could use that if
I received the $10. Go ahead, Truth Teller. I received the $10. Go ahead. Truth Teller. And Gavin Newsom.
He ran out. And Gavin Newsom is Democrat, right? He's
you don't think
Democrat,
so, Dynast?
right?
Yeah, Gavin Newsom ain't winning the damn election.
Wait, he's Democrat.
He's gonna be the next president?
At least he's talking about it. But
Well,
Trump said
ain't no talking about. They shut it down in California.
Dennis. Gavin Newsom did not shut it down. It was a black force who had no leadership shut it down, right? So they
they said they shut it down because Daddy Gavin was gonna veto it anyway. So that's why they said they shut it down.
They passed the agency though. The agency has been passed.
Yeah, Dennis. I mean, Trump said that he wanted white folks to get
it. They haven't funded it, but they
haven't funded it. This is dangle the carrot in front of the donkey game. I mean, come on, man. I can't believe we should. Yeah, dangle the carrot in front of the donkey.
It never happened, but. There's only 2 million black folks in California out of 40 million. It's only 2 million, and it's realizable. It's like doable.
Man, you ain't getting no reparations, man. Go ahead, truth teller.
Well, let me ask a question first.
My fault. I sent you a little extra just in case I say the word again. All right.
But Donis, let me ask you a question.
I'll pay $100, then you can be saved.
I only got $10 from you. You send no extra.
Nah, I sent another one just now. You should see it in a minute.
Okay, but hold on. Hold on, Truth Teller. Let Taraka ask me a question, and the Truth Teller is back to you. Go ahead, Taraka.
Okay. If I got $100 for you, right? You say I got $100 for you, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, Donis, guess what? I know I got that $100 for you, but I ain't giving it to you. How are you going to get it?
You got to take it.
Right. That and my argument.
All right, go ahead.
They pass any law.
I just don't. But I don't understand why y'all care what we doing. What does it say?
Who's we?
Hold on.
Who's we?
Foundational Black Americans without reparation.
I'm not a foundational Black American, though. I'm not.
Hey, I'm not. Then I'm not talking to you, player. You can stay with the Africans. You good?
No, I'm African American, brother.
I don't know. Hey, I'm not talking to you.
We don't recognize you.
Hey, you don't. I don't recognize you. You're an African.
There you go. Like you're a minority. You're a fringe group.
Let the man go ahead, Truth Teller.
I ain't even talking to him. I don't know why y'all care about what we doing and what we working on. There's no reason for you. There's no reason for Ghana to even speak for us. First of all, if Ghana wanted to set a good example, they would be paying us reparations because they partook in the slave trade. Why would you partake? Why would you try to get money for some?
Ghana was not around, silly.
So then,
let Truth Teller finish. Go ahead, Truth Teller.
So then, I like his point. If Ghana didn't exist, then they got no say, right?
Good. Then why are you asking for reparation from Ghana then?
So then, why is Ghana talking about us?
Why are you asking for reparation from Ghana then?
Who's asking for reparation from Ghana? Wait, I'm sorry. I'm still talking.
Don't interrupt.
I'm still talking.
You got a minute. Go ahead.
All right, here. We don't want anything from y'all. We never asked for anything from y'all. Hell, we don't even try to work with y'all because we know how y'all are.
Okay, so why are you?
I don't know why y'all trying to involve yourselves in our stuff.
Who is we? You're one person.
Hey,
who's we though? You're one person.
Ghana needs help. Why aren't you focusing on helping?
No, we don't need help. We're doing quite well, thank you very much.
So then, why are they requesting money on our behalf?
I'll tell you why. Donis, can I just answer him quickly? I'll tell you why.
I want to be able to. Finish.
He can go ahead. He can go ahead. He can go ahead. Why? Why are you requesting money on our behalf?
Listen, we got 10,000 African Americans who got Ghanaian citizenship in case you've been living under a rock, and we can represent them. So there you go.
How are you going to represent them for some? Wait, hold on. Before you say that, before we move on to the other thing, how are you fighting for a guy? Shouldn't you be paying them?
Huh? No, we don't need to pay them. They've come in to invest. And they're with us.
You're the ones who helped enslave them.
No.
And they're citizens now. Shouldn't you be paying them?
And that's what we've done. Pay them for what? Pay them, no. We don't pay them. They don't want us to pay them. Pay them for what?
Right. But you helped put them in the slave trade. Their ancestors.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Who did?
You did?
Which one? Who did?
What do you mean? Your ancestors.
Which Ghanaian done it? Tell me which Ghanaian done it.
Your ancestors.
No. Tell me which Ghanaian. Yeah, which one?
So are you trying to tell me that your people now aren't the same people as before?
Yes, we are. But we are under Ghana now.
So what are we arguing about? Pay
the
my
people
friend, listen.
that your ancestors
It was,
abused.
hello, it was war. And if you lost, you lost. That's it. That's
So
the fact
because
of
it was
life.
war means you didn't
Yes.
abuse it.
Yes.
It means you
It
have
was
to,
war. You lost, you lost.
You know there's a such thing as
If
war
we
crimes, and
lost,
you
we
do
would have been on a boat.
have to, but you do have to pay for.
Lost, we would have been on a boat.
Sir,
You
you do
got on a
pay
boat
for.
because
You have
lost.
to.
Your people
You have
was
to pay
too
for
weak to
war
shut your
crimes,
mouth.
sir.
You
You have to
War
pay
crimes
for
in the
war crimes.
1700s.
Yeah. Yes.
War crimes in the 1700s.
Well, yeah, you're
No,
asking
that's
for money.
1700.
Wait,
He doesn't know where he's
you're
coming or
asking.
going.
Well, you're asking for money from abuses
Hello,
of the 1700s.
hello. We're not asking you for money.
You're
We're not
telling me you
asking you
can't
for money. You
pay
ain't
for
got
war
none.
crimes
We're
from the
not asking you for
1700s?
money, my friend. You ain't got none.
How does this logic work?
If you're FBA, what are you even doing on this
How can you tell
If
niggas
you
you
are
abused us in the
FBA, what are you doing
1700s
in
and
this
you're
argument?
supposed to
If
pay
you
us?
are
But then
FBA, what the hell are you doing arguing?
well,
You're not even
sir,
part of this.
Sir, how
You're
you
not
gonna
even
ask for
descendants of
money for
Africans.
something that
You are
wasn't
not
a
from
crime?
Africa.
It was
You're not from
war.
Africa. So
Remember?
what's your problem,
It
bro?
was war. Remember?
You're not
It
from
was
Africa,
war.
bro.
So how are you asking for reparations then?
And that's
You
between
killed
us
your
and a
own.
white man.
You're so
That's
sir. You're
between
so
us and a
silly.
white
You
man.
killed your own
That's between
argument.
us and a white man. That's
Oh,
between
so
us and a white
you
man.
and the white man. So why
Yeah,
are you
it's
in our
between
mix
us
with
and
the
a white
white
man. We're
man?
not asking you for the money. So what's your
You
problem?
asking? You
We're
using
not
us to
asking you
get
for the
it.
money.
You know what? You're doing the
We're not
southern
asking
thing.
you for the money.
You're
We're
trying
asking
to
the white man.
get
So what's your
money.
problem,
You're trying
bro?
to get money from us. You're using
No, we
us to
don't want
get
no money
money.
from you.
That's
You ain't got
that's
enough money
grimy,
to pay.
sir. That's
You ain't got enough money to pay,
grimy.
fool.
How does a group of
You're
people
not
live
in
with
this. You're
themselves and
FBA.
act
You're not
like that?
African. You're not African, so it's not part
How
of
do
you.
you
It's for
live with
African
yourself
descendants.
when you use other cultures to benefit yourself?
No,
And
we conquered you and
these
sold
are the
you. So
same
what's your
people
fucking
you
problem?
abuse. How do
Yeah,
you
we
abuse
abused. So what
people,
are you gonna do?
then use them to get money?
Use
What
who
are
to
you
get money?
saying? Come on, man.
All
Fool,
right, let's
our
not
people
let.
ended up on a boat.
How are you this bad of a
Our people
human
was
being?
enslaved too, fool.
But man,
Our
how are
people
you
was
this
enslaved
bad
too,
of a human
dumbass.
being, man? Come on.
You too stupid. You don't have a grasp of
Gonna
history. You
you
come
really
here
gonna
talking
co-sign
rubbish.
this? You killed your own argument. You said the
You do
people
know
didn't
that Black
exist back
Americans
then.
also own slaves,
Man,
right?
shut up, bro.
Black Americans also
Oh
own
God,
slaves,
now
right?
black Americans own slaves?
If you're already in America, why you got what
So what
argument
is
do you have
so
against
what does that
slaves?
got to do with
No, I
Ghana
mean,
paying
don't
reparations?
bring
You do
that.
know
Don't
Black
bring that
Americans
argument.
also own
No,
slaves.
no.
What does that
Afroman.
got to do
Nah,
with
don't bring that
Ghana paying
argument. It's unnecessary.
reparations? What does that
No,
got to
I'm
do with
just
Ghana?
The white
letting him
people
know
enslaved Africans. If you're
that
not an
Black
African, this ain't
Americans
your
also own
argument.
slaves.
Okay? The
Oh,
black
Yeah, well,
people
that's a
enslaved
different
Africans.
topic.
Ghanaians
If you're
also
not an
earned
African,
slaves.
this is not your argument.
Ghanaians also earned slaves too. No?
Ghana
Not
didn't
African
exist.
Americans.
Ghanaians didn't own slaves
We
and
didn't
sent
own
them to the
African
new world
Americans.
All countries and
and
nationalities
sold
and
them to the
kingdom
new
own
world?
slaves.
Did they not own
Truth teller.
slaves and
Brother,
Hey,
sell
my
them
friend,
to the new
listen, the white
world?
man ain't paying you enough money, bro.
They didn't sell them to white people?
Truth
They
teller,
didn't
can I
sell
ask
them
you a
to white
question,
people?
bro? Can I ask you a
Go
question?
ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah. Can I? Is that any? Is that? What? Sorry, sister. Sorry, I'm asking him a question, please, if you don't mind.
Come on,
If you
let
don't
me
mind,
ask
I'm
you a
asking him a
question.
question. Yeah. So basically, why I can sense the anger in you. Where is this stem from? This anger and rage towards
It's
Africa.
well, here I'll answer it. It's because foreigners are trying to take advantage of us.
He's a coon.
From the trouble we've gone, from the struggles and the problems we've gone through in our own country.
Can I just answer
Well,
one
hold
of
on.
Let V ask her question. Go ahead, V.
Yeah, to our brother FBA, right?
Yes.
You guys, I think what you guys are doing is pretty sad. You
What are we
focus
doing?
mainly on about less than 2% Africans. I think you Africans in America are less than 2%. You have
What do you mean
Europeans
focus? I don't know
coming.
what you mean.
Let
You
me
mean
finish.
no? We're 14% of the population, but you mean the FBAs are less than
No,
2%?
I'm
Yes.
talking about.
It's not even 1%.
Let her, can you let her finish her question, please? Jesus. Let me finish, please. I'm talking about African migrants. You focus focus so much. The FBAs, if you listen to their rhetoric and what they're always going about, African this, African this, you
We
focus on
focus on
less than
African migrants. We focus
yes,
on African
FBAs,
migrants.
you do.
How's
You
that?
do.
When?
Not you, but the
No. I mean,
whole.
period. Yeah. Period. How? When? What does it look like that we're focused on African migrants?
There are more
Finish what I'm
African
saying, then you're
migrants
gonna
than there are
understand what I'm
FBA.
coming from.
Thank you
Let
for
me
that
finish what I'm
information,
saying.
but It was outside of
Wait,
context, sir.
please,
Good luck,
please let
though.
me finish. You have Asians coming in their droves. You have Europeans migrating in their droves in America.
We got Mexicans coming with their drugs too, yeah.
Yes, but yet you constantly, the FBA narrative is about African this, African that, African.
No, it's not.
That's it.
No, it's not.
That's what it is. That's what we hear.
No, it's not. The only time we hold on, ma'am, I'll answer your question. The only time we mention Africans is when Africans come up and disrespect us. That's it.
No,
we don't even talk about. Listen, if Africans didn't jump into the conversation, we wouldn't even talk about you.
But my brother, Europeans disrespect you. Asians disrespect you.
Ma'am,
You know,
our whole culture's built around fighting against Europeans. You're talking to us about Europeans?
No, you don't have no smoke for the immigrants that are Europeans. Europeans. No, you don't.
Oh, we
No, you
don't?
don't.
Oh,
You
do
don't
you
have
remember
smoke
those
for the.
You remember
You don't
those?
have
You
smoke
remember?
for
I think
the.
you remember those Germans who started the beef? I think it was in Texas or Louisiana. What state was that? When they started beef and what happened to them outside? Y'all remember that one? That was this past year.
Maybe you should pass the mic. Someone been holding it.
Let me ask. Let me ask a question.
As I said, I empathize with the position that you guys are in. It is very disrespectful. If, for instance, in African culture, you don't go to another man's house and disrespect them. And all you Africans on this panel or everywhere, you should know that is your culture. I cannot go to another. It is not allowed. So why do Africans also go to America and disrespect them? That is not right. But sometimes if you hear some of the rhetoric that Africans are saying, it's downright disrespectful. But I do feel that these FBAs, you are more in danger from the other people coming in than the Africans coming. A few ignorant Africans coming there and disrespecting you.
We could be, but who?
Right.
So, V, even if that was true, are you saying that because? Are you saying that because we should ignore the African disrespect and focus on the other people?
Ignore it, but you
so then what are you saying?
They're responding to your rubbish.
You shouldn't ignore it, but your main focus should not be that. And I think you are losing the point.
I'm sorry,
when you
Vivi, I didn't hear you. Vivi, I didn't hear you. You kind of chimneyed out a little bit. We should focus on what? Can you give me that again?
I said your main focus shouldn't be in the few ignorant Africans. And I know Africans, we can be very ignorant. I'm telling you, we don't know our history. We hear something, we don't do any research, and we just jump into it. A lot of Africans don't know. I have learned a lot about African American history. I have. In time of slavery in the South.
So what have you heard Africans saying disrespecting African American?
Yeah.
Tell us.
You are number one disrespecter.
What was the disrespect that I said? Tell me. That's what I'm wondering. What was the disrespect that I said? Tell me. I just said there's no leadership. And Daniel said you can testify to that. There's no leadership. So tell me one thing that I said that was disrespectful.
Don't listen to him, V. Just go ahead.
You call them ghetto. You come here generalizing that they don't have leadership. They have their different style of leadership.
Don't have fathers.
Listen.
No.
Daniel can even attest to that. Who are the leadership in power that fighting for reparation? Tell me.
You don't have leadership. So stop talking about. Stop painting somebody's.
Come back to me. Don't argue with him. Don't argue with him. Just come back to me. So you were explaining. Let's just ignore him. You were explaining to me how we should not focus on the disrespectful Africans. We should better focus on other people.
Why I'm explaining to you that Africans, even though in our ignorance, and I think we need to learn about the African American culture. Many of us don't know. Tragically, we don't know. And Africans, we don't want to learn. We don't even want to learn our own history. Instead of you guys spending so much effort and energy concentrated on that few small minority of Africans, which doesn't even amount to 2% in your population.
It's self-hatred, V. Self-hatred. These are people who don't.
So what do you know about African American that people don't know?
They don't even
know. She's talking to me, guys. She's talking to me.
I read.
Don't get
Maybe you should get a
V,
book.
don't respond to him, V. Come on, hear me out, V. Quick question, V. If
I'm listening.
Africans can come here and be classified as the same as the black people that were already here.
No, they don't.
And then they get all the benefits of the people that were already here,
they don't
fought
do that
for
neither.
and earned. So then when those people are disrespectful, we should just focus on the white people?
Disrespectful.
But you classify yourself as Indian. So why can't you also classify yourself as African?
Hey, guys, I gotta pass the mic to some more panelists. Good King Justice, go ahead, Good King Justice.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, go ahead.
Peace. I'm gonna just address a few things from a few different people that was on the panel. First of all, when you asking about the Africans, why they speaking on our situations, I don't have any problem with that. It's more so what they saying, because I'ma definitely speak on what's going on in Africa, and I know a majority of the people on this panel that's African Americans gonna do the same thing. When Sha say we not FBA, I agree with that. Y'all are a minority in our community, and that's what makes it not a lineage, because we all don't even agree that it's a lineage. When Africa says we actually need leadership to actually handle this reparation situation, I believe what he's speaking about is government of our own. So I agree with that.
Yep.
And as far as everybody else, it's just peace. And
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me pass the mic to go ahead. Go ahead, Quincy. Go ahead, Quincy.
Yeah, what's up? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot has been said. Black Americans sadly do have leadership, but just like those African countries, our leadership is compromised and bought and paid for bootlickers. So that's that. And anytime we try to have some grassroots leadership come up, that the people actually do support, we all know how that happens. They either get compromised or killed. So it's just a flat out lie to say we don't have leadership. I guess you could say we have misleadership. Because they like I said, they sell us out. I mean, it's hard to try to break through the establishment class of black people, or bougie black people who pretty much pay to go along to get along. They're like damn near the first line of defense before we can even get to the white folks. We gotta get through a whole bushel of weeds of black bougie folks who just in our way. So that's that. The other thing too, man, just overall, I just want to add. No, it's not even any questions. It's more just a question for y'all, just to ask y'all selves, and you too, Dinus. Right? If you have somebody on the fence, you got three different type of people, right? Three different type of Black Americans, right? You got one group of Black Americans currently who are 100% down with the delineation movement, right? Yes, they're called FBA, ADOS, the youngest say Solon. Then you got the Freedmen's, or whoever you want to call it. You got that group. They 100% down with it, with the delineation movement. And then you got folks who just, the other side, you got folks who are just Pan-African. They just push back on Black Americans having anything for ourselves. They're against delineation. They want to fight and kick and scream and be against anything that's supposed to be for us uniquely, even though everybody else get that stuff just for them. But those Pan-Africanists are just against that. And then you have people in the middle. And those people in the middle, they can be swayed either way based on what they're witnessing, based on what they're observing, based on what they're hearing, right? Whether that's from Pan-Africanists, Black Americans, or whether that's from the diaspora on panels like this, or what they're seeing on the TikTok, social media, Twitter, you name it, what they're witnessing is going to push it one way or another, right? And Dinus, I know, I keep saying it every time I call in. I'm telling you all are doing nothing but creating more FBA, more ADOS. Y'all doing nothing but creating more people joining the delineation movement, because if there's like a paternal approach that you all have when y'all speak about Black Americans. Y'all will say, we're not getting reparations. Stop talking about it. Like who are you to tell us what to stop talking about? Who are you? We don't even know who you are. What have you done in this world to tell a whole group of 40 million people what to stop talking about, what to stop aspiring to, what to stop fighting for?
Who said stop talking about it in this room? Who said that?
Brother, I've heard it multiple times in this very call.
Somebody said it.
I've heard it multiple times in this very call that you're not getting reparations.
Talking about it. People have said we're not going to get it, and I mean,
I've heard it. What's the point of even saying it? Like I'm pretty sure it was slaves that said we ain't gonna be free right before we got free. You know what I mean? What's the point of even putting that out in the air? If people want to fight for it, why you want to stop them from fighting for it?
You spend time. You only got to focus on one thing. You got to spend your energy on.
It's 40 million people in the world. Different people are going to focus on different things. It's 40 million. Hold on, brother. It's 40 million. It's 40 million. It's 40 plus million Black Americans in the United States of America. People are going to focus on what they want to focus on. You can't dictate what folks focus on. You focus on what you want to focus on and get with like-minded individuals. And get with like-minded individuals.
That's like saying we can't say nothing about our people voting Democrat. That don't make no sense.
No.
People are Democrat, bro.
No. You like I said, you get with like-minded people. That's why we over here.
Politics, you have a right to state your opinion. I don't think reparations are ever coming. It's a moral debt. Moral debt.
What is the but you don't not even qualified for them. So why do you care?
Bro,
hold on. This brother ain't even Black American.
I guarantee my family has done way more in this country than yours.
No, brother. If you ain't even Black American, please shut the fuck up. I'll do
Black American.
He's not for FBA. He's just another FBA. He's another FBA.
He's Black American. We should allow people should allow to have their own views. Okay, I think that should be healthy. You know, that's what we should do. We should tolerate different views. And basically have collective mind. We don't want to have a
Black Americans. Hey, let me ask everybody this question.
I think you are though, brother. Who's a descendant of people who were here when this nation was founded?
Me.
Bro, my people was on the Morgan plantation in Louisiana.
Okay, so you. All right, so you. That's three.
Well, you want
let me ask you a question. Hey, let me ask the whole panel a question. It's just a rhetorical question. Hey, how many of y'all jump on panels just like this to discuss Caribbean matters? How many of y'all jump on panels just like this to jump? No. I'm asking. How many of y'all jump on panels on the Caribbean Brothers live to discuss what's going on in their country, over in Trinidad, over in Jamaica, over in St. Kitts?
I said Haitians and Jamaicans, they should be controlling their island all the time.
How many of y'all jump in to discuss their matters? How many?
Controlling their island all the time.
You do it all the time, bro.
Yeah, so y'all all the time. Y'all all the time, every day.
I'm on African. I'm in Nigerian rooms almost every day.
So wait, you go into Nigerian rooms and tell them that they don't know how to lead their country? Is that what you do?
We tell them what they could be doing better. Same way
we take advice from you guys.
Why you ain't doing it? If y'all know so much, you can jump from room to room, from country to country. If y'all know so much that you can jump from room to room, country to country, and tell everybody what they need to do, why you ain't Martin Luther King out here? Why you ain't the Messiah that's making it happen? If you know so much.
I am.
You know so much.
I am.
Listen. Quincy, listen. I have a quick question. I want to address this.
I'm asking y'all a question. Y'all know so much that you're jumping from country to country, room to room, to let everybody what they shouldn't be doing. Why we don't see your face on the news, on Al Jazeera?
I can answer that question, my brother. Are you going to allow me to answer the question, or was it?
Go for it. Go for it, brother. Go for it. We already know who you are. You know so much. We don't know who you are. Go.
You spoke and you said, why are we the Messiah? When you speak about the Black Messiah, we are talking about the CIA and the COINTELPRO files. What they really were speaking about was suppressing Black nationalism, brother, which is what we was talking about by us forming a government and us saying we don't have any real leaders. The leaders you talked about are not in a governmental body. Tariq Nasheed, Umar, and Farrakhan do not all belong to the same governmental body. We don't have a nation of our own. That's why we get mad when people like Ghana step up to speak for us, because we're not speaking for ourselves, because we're not nationally represented.
But what does that have to do with his question?
Right. Everything to do with his question, brother.
So V, what do you have a problem with that? Because you came and said, and used a general statement on all the Black people that get it.
It's not an answer to the question that was asked.
Answer the question.
Not an answer to the question.
Yeah, can you answer the question?
I did answer the question.
He asked you if you go around. He said, he asked you why you not doing it, and you,
bro, you don't know what the Black Messiah was, man.
He didn't ask about the Black. Jesus Christ.
That's exactly what he asked about. He
That
asked
ain't no.
Martin
I asked you something
Luther King.
specifically.
He said, "Why
I
aren't you
repeat
Martin
it.
Luther King? Why aren't you the Black Messiah?" That's exactly what he said.
I never said Black Messiah.
That's exactly what you said, brother. You can
No, I
go
said
back
why
and
you
go
ain't
and
on
say.
TV being the leader on Al
You
Jazeera?
didn't
Why we
say
don't know
leader. You
you
said
as
the
a leader
Messiah.
going
Yeah, he didn't
around?
say anything about a black Messiah.
Go
That's
to
you.
Can I just
blackfromblack.org,
say,
bro. We need more than one leader. We
You
need a
answer questions you
government,
ain't even
fam.
hear. But that's
Can
not
you
the
answer the question
question.
though? You talking about the Black Messiah? If you know so much that you jumping around from country to country, room to room, and you got all the answers for everybody, why you ain't out there doing it?
I got the
Y'all
answers
know
for
so
us.
much.
We need a nation, brother.
Y'all know so
Queen,
much.
Do it
Well, how,
now, brother.
tell me, Mr. Know It All, Mr. All Knowing. How do we get a nation within this nation,
This how we
Mr.
get a
Know
nation,
Everything?
brother. To have a nation, you need population, government, territory,
okay,
sovereignty.
right now, who do you have?
We have population. We have over 40 plus million people. What we don't have
Okay,
is
who's your leader?
government, territory, and sovereignty.
But
What
You
we
know, he
have
asked
is
you how.
government.
He
you're
asked you
not going to be a
how.
I said
nation
how. I didn't
in
say
a
what we
nation.
need. I said
But what
how.
you can be, you're not going to be a
How?
Bro,
nation in a
How?
nation. But what you
to get
can
to the
be is
how,
you
you
can be
gotta know what you
organized on a
need.
national level.
If you ask me how do we make some chicken, I'm gonna tell you to go get the ingredients from the
You just
grocery
tell us what we
store.
need. Now tell us how we get it, sir, Mr. All Knowing.
First,
You
we
just
gotta
tell us
do
what we
step
need.
one,
Now tell us how we
genius.
get it.
Form a government.
How we form
How?
government, Mr. All Knowing? How do
You're
you do
You get
not
it?
going to
all the
form a
you get all
government
the
in the
well,
United
you get
States,
all
but
the
what
people
you
that
can
actually
do,
want a nation to actually get in a room and speak about forming a government. That's step
Okay,
no,
one.
you're not going to
now what
form a
steps have you
government
taken to
in
make
the
that happen,
United
Mr. All Knowing?
States. Let's be real, y'all. You're not going to form a government in the United States, but
You
we
Mr.
ask
did
All
me,
talk
Knowing,
about
what steps
Wait,
have
we
you
wait,
did
hold
done
talk
to
on.
make
about
that
taking
happen,
the
Mr.
states
All
over
Knowing?
in the
hold
South.
on.
My
You said
That
what
black
to
people
what to make
could
it
take
happen?
over
Hold
the
on.
states in the South,
Mr.
and that
All
we
Knowing.
could be a majority in the South, and we could vote in
I know.
blocks
That's true. But
Right.
I'm
and
asking
govern
Mr. All Knowing
ourselves
just
in
said,
the
Yeah.
Mr.
South.
All Knowing just
So
said
we
how to
talked
make a
about
government.
that. No, stop with
Right.
Mr. Know It
No, I
All.
ain't
Let's talk
asking.
about what we
Y'all got
can
to
do
answers.
though,
I'm asking
Quincy,
how to
because
make
it's
this
Quincy,
not
happen.
you
proactive.
don't
It's
How do
not
we
I'm
need
asking
to
how
use
to
the
make this
proactive.
mic for too
happen.
long. I'll just
so
need to
It's not
speak
since
now.
you're
productive
saying it,
either.
how do we do that? How do we do that?
Mm.
Please tell
How
us
do we do
how.
it?
You get all the people that actually want a nation together and you pick the best minds from those people. And
Okay.
everybody that wants a nation says, these are our representatives. This is our government.
So
It's
where's your
not
Great.
land going to
impossible,
be?
bro.
Yeah.
People
Now,
Where's
fail to
your
Mr.
land?
All
recognize
Knowing,
what's
Where's
now,
the
going on,
land going to
bro.
be though?
what steps have
Where's
you
the
How?
taken
land
to
going
make
to
that
be?
happen?
You're
In
going
the
to take
Mr. All
South.
Knowing.
land like
It has
Israel
to be
did?
in the
Are you going to
South.
do
We
what
already
Israel did?
All
consolidated
right,
Are
in the
you
wait,
going to
wait,
do
South.
hold on,
what
hold on,
Israel
hold on, hold
did?
on. Because I really want to hear
Are you
what
going to
you
do what
what you
Israel
mean by
did?
this.
You're going to go take
So
somebody's land?
hold on. I want to ask you. So you get the right minds together. You get the people together. You get the right minds together, and you pick the leaders from those right minds. Then what
Mhm.
do?
No. What steps have you taken to make that happen, Mr. All Knowing?
Go to blackforblack.org and you're going to find all your answers,
So
brother.
I
Well,
like
no,
that you
let's
young
Oh
folks
no,
are.
no,
let's
no,
say
no.
this.
Speak it right here.
I
Y'all
like
got
that
so
the
much
young
to say
folks are
right here,
asking
but
these
now you want to
Go
hold
to
on
questions.
first to a website.
It's good
Hold
that
on.
you're
blackforblack.org and
asking
go to
I'm
these
the
trying to. I'm
website.
questions,
trying to.
You're going to find all the
but
answers you need, brother.
I'm
yeah,
just trying to
but
figure out once you get all these people together, how do you make a government?
That is your government, genius.
A
What?
federally recognized
what?
government within the United States of America.
No,
No.
bro.
Just
We're
because you're a group
talking
of
about
people don't make you a
separation,
government.
fam.
No, that
Your
is
government
And
got to
where's
be
the
federally
land? Where's the
recognized
land
by
going
the
to come
United
from?
States of America because you're still
Where's the
United
land
States
going
of
to come
America.
from?
The
Can we
South,
have
Ghana.
can we
brother.
have one mic?
The South.
Quincy, you finish?
Listen,
The
let me
Finish?
just
12
say something
states in
before I
the
go,
Yeah,
South,
please.
but
because
with
this
the
conversation
Confederation
This
at the
is
is kind of
wild.
bottom.
like it's disingenuous in a
Yeah.
way.
I
You
know.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
No,
Let me just
it's
say
not
this.
disingenuous. No.
Hey,
Let me
How is
speak
it
for myself before I drop.
disingenuous?
Well, maybe that's not the
Don't tell
right
no,
No. It's not disingenuous.
Yeah, okay, that's the wrong word. But it's low level. It's amateur
Dude, you
night.
can call
It's
it whatever you want
Apollo.
to call it. See,
Okay.
that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there.
No,
That's
it's not the
right there.
problem right
When,
there.
when
It's that
folks
you're
come in with
talking and
real
you're not
questions,
listening because this
no.
question
When
has been
folks come
asked
in
and
with
we
real
have actually
questions,
been
y'all want
we've
answers.
actually have been
Y'all
doing
want
these things
answers.
of trying to set the precedents for developing a government. There's an organization called All African People's Revolutionary Party back in the 80s. They're still
Y'all talking
around.
about Africa.
See, you're talking, you're not listening. You're talking, right? And that
It's a parliament where though?
that
Hold on, where?
organization, what that
Wait.
organization did is that it
We talking about America.
educated
We
the
ain't talking about
members.
Africa.
Oh
We talking about
God,
America. We
No,
ain't
we're
talking about
talking
come
Africa.
about
on,
the
No,
United
man.
let
States.
him
apprehending what
finish.
he's
We're talking
saying,
about the
brother.
United States.
You
And
gotta
if you'll
let
be
the
Yeah,
man
quiet and
talk.
no.
listen for a
He
second.
told me about this before. Let him
Right.
finish. Let him finish.
So
Yeah.
what this organization did is that the beginning, the people in the beginning would be part of work studies. They would read information and educate themselves, and the so-called cadre or the senior members would be part of a group that would talk about the things that create a state, a government. Like, what are we going to, these are the things that they told us that they would be talking about on national levels. And they had organizations on all the campuses all over the United States. This was Kwame Ture or Stokely Carmichael's organization, All African People's Revolutionary Party. So the stuff you're talking about has been done on different levels. And my thing is this, is that set the foundation for it, which is educate yourself and work in your area to develop leadership in your area. And then from there, you can connect with other folks. Right.
Hold on, wait. You do realize that you just said stuff, but no government was set up.
Right,
So
no government was set up. Right.
Right. So we're asking, how do you do this? But nobody can give us an answer.
Bro, I gave you the first part of it. I gave you the first part of it. The first part was that you started an organization, right? Because Stokely Carmichael later he died in Guinea Conakry. And
you mean
moved that to Ghana?
Like, I'm talking about like the Freemasons? Like,
no, sir, no. It was a revolutionary party.
Brooklyn?
It was a revolutionary party that existed in the United States. It's still around, but it's not like it used to be. And
but
so
he never set up a government. So how do you do that?
Let him finish, man.
Come on, let him finish.
He was working
please let me jump in too.
The president of Guinea, and he actually died in Guinea Conakry. But the goal was for us to educate ourselves and move back to Africa, and then start working with the government, an existing government.
So not to set up our own government here, we want
that ain't what I'm talking about.
To a landmass, to the land of our ancestors. Yeah, to the land of our ancestors.
I told you, niggas. So basically, move back down. So basically, run is what you're telling us.
You know what? So you have prepaid. So you got one more, but please don't say it though.
Yeah, and let me respond to my guy who was talking.
I want to apologize, man. It's just my bad habit. I'm really trying not to say it, but it's bad habit. I'm sorry.
So to the guy who was just talking, and he said that we need to go off and do our own reading and educate ourselves, right?
Right.
Now, I'm not saying people don't need to read up. I'm not saying they don't. But what I am saying is, if people are saying, "Hey, look, y'all supposed to know what we're supposed to be doing. We're looking to you for guidance and leadership because you are supposed to be the one to know this, right?" And if your response is, "Well, go do some reading and educate yourselves," I call BS on that. Because if you know what's need to do, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. Y'all gonna hate this. Tariq Nasheed know how to galvanize folks better than y'all do.
Tariq Nasheed is not a national international organization.
It's for real, because I know for a fact when Tariq started at Hidden Colors,
Tariq Nasheed is not dealing with ideology.
No.
Because one of the basic things I would ask you, what ideology are you going to use? What ideology would you use? What ideology would you use to set up your country? That would be the first question I ask you.
I thought FBA wasn't.
You can't even answer that because you don't even know ideology.
Did you say
will it be socialist? Will it be capitalist? Will it be communist? What will it be?
Didn't you say
my statement was you don't even have ideology because you haven't educated yourself. Would it be socialist, communist, capitalist?
FBA isn't ideology.
I'm a Black American. That's my ideology. Black American first.
It's not an ideology, bro.
I'm confused. Black American first. Whatever is going down, I prioritize Black Americans.
No, that's not
ideology.
I'm a Black American and I'm a Black nationalist. That's my ideology.
Okay.
You're confused is right. So first thing you need to do is you need to know who you are.
Ideology. You said that.
What I'm saying is that you have to have an ideology for a nation, for a nation, and a government.
So you said he doesn't have an ideology.
No, I'm not talking. First of all, FBA is not an organization. It's supposed to be a lineage. A lineage is not a nation. A lineage is not a nation, and it's not even really a lineage. It's not an organization.
But my point still stands that Tariq knows how to rally folks, send them in a direction, and get them to donate to get a goal. I asked you a simple question about, hey, how do we do a government? And we still ain't got an answer for that.
First thing you have to decide what type of government you want.
Let me
And you have
explain something
to,
to
you
you.
have to,
Listen,
you have to
look,
read,
the
you have to
government
understand,
the
you have to
government
understand what
is
types of governments there
the
are, and then you can
government.
make your
Shaw,
own. It
this is
doesn't
what you
have to
don't
be
understand.
those.
Shaw,
The
listen.
If y'all
Republic of
ain't
New
been doing
Africa
this work,
already has
We
a
don't have to
provisional
Is it going to be
government right
capitalist?
now,
will.
Is it
brother.
going to be
We have a
socialist?
government.
Is it going to
y'all
be
We
been
have the
doing
communist?
this work, right?
powerful government on earth.
Hold on.
We
Y'all
don't
been
have
doing
to.
this work, right?
We don't have
Y'all
to
been
go
doing this
to a
work,
bunch
right?
of
So
think
we should have
Look,
a
tanks
lot
to
of
build
answers
look,
all
bro.
already
like you
Quincy,
do.
in
Quincy.
place.
We all can't talk at the same time. Republic of New Africa has a provisional government right now, at this moment, like right now,
Okay, so
right
they should have
now.
all the answers. So we should be starting from scratch about what kind of government you want,
We
what you
not
want.
starting
No,
from
we should be
scratch,
starting from
bro.
scratch, right?
That organization was started in 1968, bro.
Okay,
And
so
what
so
have
they
they
should have
done?
the answers, and they should be getting people on board and let them know what it is. Not
They
asking all these
definitely
questions
getting people
about
on
like we
board.
start
They
from
got
scratch.
land in
Why don't you
Mississippi and
find out? Why
everything.
don't you inquire?
You
Why don't you
need to
Google
get
it?
with them, bro, since you asking
Yeah.
questions.
Right. You're asking questions.
Hold
Go
on.
find out what
Good
they've been
King
doing.
Justice. What has that government you just mentioned? What have they
Since
accomplished
the
since
60s.
Now, what
1968?
have they
Give me.
accomplished? There
Let's
you
check
go. You
this.
want
What
to
have
move
they
the goalpost every
accomplished?
I'm not
time.
even gonna.
Listen,
I'm not
listen.
even
I'm
gonna go
I'm
there.
gonna answer your questions. The first president, Robert Williams, was exiled from America, fam. The second
Okay.
president,
How's that an accomplishment?
Amari Obadele, they have land. They have land. They've been
I got
Ain't that an
feeding
land,
the
bro.
people.
accomplishment? I could
Come
buy
on now.
land right now in
So
the
how
USA.
does any
How's
of
that an
that apply to
accomplishment?
us? I don't understand what y'all talking about. How does that apply to us here in the United States?
We're saying
It
what
was
has
started for the people
that
in the
group
United
accomplished
States,
since the
genius.
60s.
Yeah, what have they
Well, no,
accomplished?
I
Let
know, but
me ask you this:
the
what
whole point.
suffices?
Hold on,
No. What
before you
suffices
ask
in
me.
your mind as an accomplishment? And then I can answer your question better.
Well, no, but
No,
what I'm saying is, what are you going down this avenue for? This
no,
conversation was
because he's
about setting up a government for us here. What is
and
it?
no, and
What
then
is
he
this?
That's
brought
What is
up
this
How are you
government
going
in
to be a
Reparation.
Africa
sovereign
fucking
Listen,
government
do?
in a
listen,
sovereign
whatever
government?
nonsense.
Trump, tell
Right.
her.
That's why
That's what
I'm
I'm
gonna be
trying to get to
real
you.
with you.
How are
See?
you
Truth
going to be
teller.
a
I don't know what you're
sovereign
talking about.
government
Hold
in
on.
a
Truth
sovereign
teller.
government?
The exact people that
Exactly.
I'm
So
talking
You're
about are the
not.
people that are doing what you're saying, bro.
Yeah, and they're
no,
not a
they're
sovereign
not.
government in the United States. You're not. So you got to find
Right.
land. You got to find
So
land somewhere, right?
basically, you
Are you
don't know
gonna do
how to
what Israel
become.
did? You're gonna go take
You don't.
somebody else's shit?
You're gonna have to. Ain't
Right.
nobody
So
gonna
that's
give it.
Damn,
the
bro.
those are
You
the
gotta
hold
types
on.
of
take it.
We don't have to
those are
take
the
land.
types
We
of
can
Time out.
take out a
decisions you
government.
need
Do
to be
y'all
making.
understand how
This the
independence
problem right
movements
here.
even work,
Hold
bro?
on, hold on, y'all.
But sir, I hear what you said about independence. Where are you gonna go to be independent?
Right.
Bro, this is what I'm telling you. This was established in 68. It was the 12, it was
And they
actually 4 or
accomplished
5 states
nothing.
in the South. Now
And they
we
have
So
expanding it, bro. It
and what
was the
have they
former
so
slave
accomplished?
states that we worked in where our ancestors
so
worked, bro.
so you have control of the state.
Yeah.
You're taking control of the
A-
states, is what you're saying.
And then
Right.
we're gonna separate, bro, and
So
declare
you
our
do
independence.
realize that
So
states
60
states
years.
themselves have militaries, right?
Yes, a government has to have a currency, a military,
So
borders, territory, the whole nine.
are you gonna take their military? Or you gonna build your own?
Bro, the Black Liberation Army was the army and the military for this organization,
So
fam.
But they're
basically
not
you're
here
calling
now. We're talking
Hold
about
on.
now. We're talking
No,
about
they
now.
not here
How are
now.
you
I'm
gonna?
Well,
here now,
you
and you're
can't
here
say
So
what
now.
did y'all
how are you
do and
gonna
then
do
what are
it?
you doing now? I mean, what is it? Is
Yeah.
it
can
what
you
you
Well, no.
did?
What
help
I'm
me
asking, what
understand
I'm
what he's
asking is,
saying?
how do we do it now?
Okay,
First,
first
we
thing you
gotta
need to
get
do
the
In
is you
people
need to know
that
what
we
2026.
Asking a
want
question.
you need
the
to know
nation
You asking
what the difference
together,
between
fam.
question.
That is
Can
step
I?
Leninism
one.
Can I?
and
Guys,
Marxism,
can you let us talk
socialism,
now?
and
I mean,
capitalism.
let
Yeah.
Can
guys
you
Can
keep
tell me
all?
the
talking
can you
Yeah.
tell me the
for
difference
can
between Leninism,
No. Listen,
Marxism,
this
capitalism,
Leninism
and
and
socialism? Can
communism
you tell me
nonsense.
that?
Hold on,
guys,
no,
can
What
you
does
you
that?
If you
hello?
can tell
What
me
does that
that,
have
then
to
So
now we
it's
can
do?
go
it's
to
a
the
What
next
does
litmus
that have to do
thing.
with
test.
the question?
So it's
What
a
does that have to
litmus
do with the
test
If
question?
before
you
we
can
get on
tell me
board with
that,
what
we can go to the next
have an
thing.
economic system, bro.
Guys, can you allow us talk now, man, please?
We
Red France Fanon.
We gotta pass the mic. I mean,
Hello? Yeah. Dennis, let me talk. So, Dennis, please.
I'll come
Okay.
after you, TD.
Yeah, I wanted to address something very quickly because this is a forum that is free. You can express yourself as long as you don't insult anybody. That's the most important thing, right? So I have a quick question for V because she said, or I call African Americans that they don't have leadership, and several people have said it here over. And when someone comes and express himself or herself, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I will call you ghetto, but I did not classify all African Americans to be ghetto or pukirere. If I know that you things that you say doesn't make sense, I will say that, but not to insult you. So V, please, I would not call Dennis Pukirere, I won't call him ghetto because I know he's not. But again, if I know African who is ghetto, I will call African ghetto. I don't specifically attack specific groups. So please don't bring that African game here, please. I respect you as
Was
a
that an
lady.
apology or an
This
insult?
lady
Sir,
is
you did say earlier that we don't have fathers.
no,
You
no,
did
I
say
did
that
not
earlier.
say
Why would
that.
you
I
say
said
ghetto?
you
Ghetto
did
has its
not
own
listen. You
words.
did not listen to
You
my
did say it.
sentence. I say, I
Yeah,
said,
but listen to what he just said.
I,
Well, I tell you
He's,
what,
he's
you
not
can hold
saying
on.
it
You
in
can
a.
keep your apology because you know why
I
I
did not
hold on.
say
Just like my name
the
is
African. I
Let me
say
African,
some.
clarify. Let
and
me
I
finish. Let me finish.
travel around the world.
Listen,
Whenever
I
hold
will.
on, whenever I
Let
see
him finish.
Africans around the
Let me
world,
finish.
whether
Let me
it's in
finish.
Europe or Asia, you know what y'all doing? Since we're so
Let me
ghetto,
finish, sir.
y'all all around the. Hold on, let me make this point. We're so
I'm
ghetto, right?
talking.
But
I'm
let
the
me
one
cut
that
you
He
off
have
was
the
there.
floor
speaking,
right now.
You
Pastor. You
Asking
just
me
came
to
on.
talk.
Let him
yes, sir.
finish.
So we're so
Let me
Because I'm
ghetto,
waiting
finish.
but y'all
to
pretend to be
come on
black
after,
Americans
and then I'm gone.
doing like
I
FBA.
just
Fine.
said
We're
that some
pretending to be
people
black
probably maybe
Americans
they
for
don't have a
America. But
leadership in
we
their
so
life. They
ghetto.
never
No. I
had
don't want to hear
leadership.
that about no leader. Y'all full of it. Because when y'all in
Maybe
Europe and y'all trying
can
to
I
sweet
just
talk,
respond to
See,
hold
what
on.
you
When y'all
just
trying to
said?
sweet talk to the
Pastor
Europeans,
King,
y'all all
I'm the
from
one that have the
Harlem.
floor, please.
Sometimes you say Chicago and you have those thick accent and accents. I seen it in Europe. I seen it in Finland. I seen it in Germany. I seen it in Japan. Y'all got these thick African accents trying to sweet talk with the Europeans, Asians, trying to pretend like you're black Americans, but we get them. Man, get the hell out of here with that nonsense.
Hey, y'all
All
don't
right.
have your own words. Y'all don't have your own words. Like y'all
All
don't
right.
have
So
a
let me
African
finish.
word for ghetto
So
that y'all use.
specifically, I mentioned
Oh
certain
God.
people when they behave ghetto or they don't have no sense of direction. I will say that, whether you African or
Mm.
African Americans. But I don't want this lady to come here and say that I classify the entire group to be ghetto. Please
All right,
do not
Sidi.
come here. I respect you as a lady, so don't come here and tell me anything
Well,
like that.
that's not the
So
only thing she
please,
said.
Can I
She
just
did.
respond,
I
please?
wouldn't
Hold on,
say
hold
listen, I
on.
wouldn't say that certain people, even Danny sometimes use Spooky Ray Ray. I'm not the only person. And a lot of people
Sidi,
have come here. Let me finish. A
Do
lot of
y'all say
people who
Pookie Ray
come
Ray
here
in your African country?
that they don't have a leadership. A lot of people have said that, right? So please, I respect you as a lady. If you want to give your view, give your view. You are not entitled to somebody else's view. If you
Sidi,
have your opinion,
Can
express
you
your
let her speak
opinion.
now, man?
So
Let her speak
please,
now, please.
I have a respect for you.
well,
Okay,
Young lady.
please.
you
Okay,
have made
okay,
it
guys,
clear
hold
that
on.
you
Thank you.
Hold on. Let
reciprocate.
V talk. Go ahead, V. And then after that is the man in the high castle, the
Yeah,
Africa.
I
Okay.
reciprocated due
Thank you.
to what your reaction to what I said. That is why I reciprocated to you. When I was talking, I wasn't even directing it to you. I was directing it to that gentleman, the one I was referring to as FBA. You made a very sharp comment at me, and that's when I reciprocated at you. That you often, or sometimes, I heard a few times, you describing maybe where you've been or people you've met, and it's regard to African ghetto, Pukirere, as you just said. Now, I'm glad you have explained yourself. I understand where you're coming from now, but when I heard it, it didn't sound right to me. I've met people, Africans, whatever. Even I myself, I could go to a place and maybe I behave in a way, and somebody will say to you, well, you behaving like, this, that, and the other. I know within myself I'm not, and maybe I'll take an offense to that. But that's how we human beings, we are. You hear something, somebody say something, and it clicks in your ear, or you see something, and then you react like that. But I think you were a bit sharp to say that, oh, they don't have leadership. You did say that. That's the word you used. They don't have leadership. And I just thought, what do you mean you don't have leadership? That's what I was thinking anyway. They don't have leadership. What about we Africans? Do we have leadership? We don't. So I feel like it's a pot calling the kettle black to me. We don't have leadership in Africa. Africa is in a mess. And the whole black race is in a mess. And yes, in certain communities in African American society, they're in a mess. But if you look at where these people have come from, the African American or the FBAs or Black Americans, they come from, and if you read their history,
I
they
just
seem
wanted you
to
to
have
address
done.
what I said. I don't want you to go into detail.
Hey, don't interrupt her. You got 30 seconds, V. I
Let
got to
me
pass the
finish.
mic because we got to.
I'm just trying to give you context to what I'm saying. That if you look and listen and read their history, where they ended up, when they were taken to Jamaica, what happened to them, and where they are now, they are in far better place, and they have done more for the black race than we have done in Africa. And sometimes you have to call a spade a spade. Africans don't like to be criticized, so don't go criticizing anybody. I know it's a big problem with African men. As an African Black woman, I have African brothers, husband, whatever. They have a huge problem when women are criticizing them. Anyway, I come from a culture where women are allowed to speak their mind. If the men are misbehaving, we are allowed to tell them. So if you don't want to be criticized, don't go around criticizing anybody. That's all I'm saying. I'm done.
All right, let me pass the mic to Man in the Con Castle, then Africa, then Willie. Do we got to close out?
Good evening, panel. Good evening, brothers and sisters. Rise and shine, proud Americans. It's the Man in the High Castle. And it seems like we have a problem over here. I can't wait till the greatest president ever, President Donald J. Trump, hears about this identity theft coming from these tethers. It needs to stop. Your problems are not FBA problems. And clear as day, it's only a matter of time before he gets wind and uses the term FBA. It's only a matter of time. And you all gonna shit your pants. Duck and hide. The precipice. We're at the precipice right now. Right now.
I'm shitting my pants already, sir.
To delineate totally. Just understand, you had your chance to reach back and provide resources too. But now it's over. We cut that rope, and no longer do we want to hear your hospice speech about FBA's help us. It's over with. Just die already.
Facts. And when Trump,
I
gotta pass it to Africa. You got a minute. I gotta pass it to Willie to be closing out.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. Please, African descent. We do, of course, we do lack leadership. This is a global phenomenon, okay? But let's remember one thing. I live in the UK, where we had this similar thing in the past. Where Africans and other Black people had the same similar thing. This is like a deja vu, okay? And the city where I live today, we wish we can actually, bring it back. We can learn from our mistakes and actually work together instead of having to bicker and, work against each other just to please other people. And also, not looking at the future, because this is what we lack. We don't see tomorrow. We're only looking at today, and we become too emotional. We get tangled up into all this sort of stuff. Definitely, we need good leadership. We need think tanks. We need all kind of stuff. We need more organizations. We need to talk more. The more we talk, the more we organize ourselves, the better. And I love every African descent. Regardless of where you are, where you find yourself in the world. We have one common thing. The whole world look at us as what we are. Black people, regardless whether you're African American, you from the Caribbean or you African. We all face a similar struggle today. We should just learn to love each other. And work. Do business. We need to trade with one another if we can. If we can't, we help each other and respect one another and respect our women and our children and look after our family first. The number one thing, be a good family man. Thank you very much, Dennis. Thanks for the great show.
Go ahead, Willie.
Yeah, man. It's just unfortunate to hear the arguments that are made, because in the end, it's all an L for Black people, right? We kind of lose sight of the people that put us in the conditions that we're in globally, right? Like being focused on these kind of underhanded comments, because I'll be honest, like a lot of the things that I do hear from some of my African brothers, right, are very disrespectful. And one thing about the Black American, many of us, not myself, because I read, but most of Black America just lumps it all together as one, right? So now what a Kenyan said is how people view Nigerians and Liberians and everything else, right? So it's just unfortunate to hear the total lack of kind of discretion, empathy, any type of
dealing with these conversations delicately, it seems like people want to make a point from their own standpoints, and none of it is kind of beneficial. So I'd say this: we just got to be careful with the conversations, because when it comes to Black Americans, FBA, trust me, nobody worry about us. We're going to be all right. As bad as people make out what our situation is, me personally, as a well-traveled man, there's not a place in the world I'd rather be, right? So we're going to be all right. But I'm not even invested in disconnecting from the continent, because I see benefit there. So before I get too long-winded, that's what I was going to say. Just listening to the whole stream, it's just unfortunate. And I would challenge everybody to deal with these conversations a bit more delicate, right? But I understand when Man in the Castle crashes out, he feels a certain level of disrespect from the conversations that I had. So I would just land it there, man. Going forward, understand what's at stake and deal with the conversations a bit more delicate.
All right, guys, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and close out. Everyone, thanks so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Guys,
Peace.
peace.